So digging into L&T Technology Services lately. Well, you're in the right place. We're doing a deep dive on their Q2 FY25 earnings report, hot off the press. And trust me, this isn't just about the numbers themselves. We're going deeper, uncovering the why behind LTTS's performance.
Definitely a lot more to it than meets the eye.
Exactly. So let's start with that top-line figure, revenue. 8% year-over-year growth.
It's pretty solid.
Sounds good. Right. But then I got to the USD revenue, and it's a bit of a different picture. 6.5% year-over-year. Okay, but only 3.4% growth quarter over quarter. If we're looking at constant currency, what's the deal there? Help me out.
Yeah, so that 8% growth, definitely something to celebrate, especially when you think about the go deeper to scale strategy they've got going on.
Right.
This growth, directly tied to that focus on mobility, sustainability, tech solutions they're targeting. But you're spot on. The difference between that initial growth and then the constant currency, it really highlights how much these global economic factors, they play a role, even for a company doing well otherwise.
Makes sense. So basically, using that constant currency, it's like we're taking out all the ups and downs of like exchange rates and stuff so we can really compare apples to apples, how much they actually grew compared to last quarter.
Exactly. Levels the playing field.
Okay.
Now, I noticed you were also looking at profits. That little dip in the EBIT margin caught your eye.
Well, yeah, any did makes you wonder.
Rightfully so. But this could be strategic, I think.
Do you think?
Often companies, what they'll do is they'll lower their profit margins on purpose short term. And the reason they do that is to invest in the future. Could be R&D, could be attracting better talent, maybe expanding into new markets. It's a bit of a sacrifice now for hopefully bigger and better later.
Playing the long game. I like it. What about that 17 per share dividend they announced? That's a good sign.
I'd say so. Companies, they don't usually give out dividends unless they're feeling pretty good about where they are financially, A&D, where they think they're headed, medium term at least. Think of it like LTTS sharing their success.
Yeah.
And signaling, hey, we think this growth, it's going to keep going.
It's encouraging, right?
Yeah.
But I'm curious, too, what's actually behind this growth? I mean, looking at the report, some pretty big wins jump out.
Oh, yeah.
2 deals, 20 million each, and then another 4 at 10 million. That's got to give them some confidence.
Those are some solid numbers. It really points to, I think, LTTS going after those bigger, more involved partnerships. Not just like one-off projects, but really embedding themselves in a client's long-term success.
And these empanelment agreements they're talking about, especially on sustainability, that seems like a big deal.
Yeah.
What's the significance of that?
It's a good catch. Empanelment agreements might sound a bit jargony, but they're huge. Think of it this way. Let's say you're doing a big home renovation, right? Need to hire someone. Instead of interviewing like a million different contractors, you've got this list. Pre-approved, vetted, they've shown they can do the work. That's basically what LTTS is getting with these agreements. They're on the list. A trusted partner for clients, especially in a growing area like sustainability.
So it's about trust, but also getting a leg up on the competition in a key sector.
Exactly.
And speaking of competition, can't forget AI.
Right. Huge right now.
LTTS has been talking a big game about their AI, and this report, it mentions like way more deals involving AI now. Plus, they've filed a crazy number of AI patents, 165. Is that, like, are they really that far ahead?
You know, those patent numbers, they're really something. Shows they're serious about investing in R&D. And in a field that's changing so fast, it's not just about keeping up, it's about, making the future happen.
Leading the charge, which, I gotta say, I respect that. Putting your money where your mouth is. Speaking of which, they've got this whole new brand positioning thing, right? Purposeful, agile, innovation. That's a lot of buzzwords. Are they just trying to sound cool, or is there something more to it?
I think it's more than just a tagline. It's like they're making a statement. They're not just an engineering firm. They're about solutions. They're not just reacting to change. They're anticipating it, innovating to stay ahead.
So it's about solving real problems and doing it in a way that's future-proof, basically.
Absolutely. It's about aligning what they do well with what their clients need, both now and down the line.
It's impressive. LTTS, they're not just tech. They're like problem solvers. Big picture. But, okay, we've talked a lot about the future, but what does that future actually look like for them? They're sticking to their guns with that FY25 target, 8-10% growth.
Yeah.
Pretty bold.
Bold is right. Definitely shows confidence, though. But, keeping that up, that's not going to be easy. Global economy? Who knows? And tech. Super competitive. They're going to need to be on top of their game.
And that's not even the big one. That medium-term goal they have, $2 billion in revenue with an even higher EBIT margin, 17-18%. Wow. What's it going to take?
Yeah, hitting 2 billion, that's going to take a mix of things. Organic growth for sure, but also probably some acquisitions along the way.
Right. Got to get bigger somehow.
And speaking of, that consolidation thing they mentioned could be huge for them. Snap up some smaller players, boost that market share. Of course, everyone else is thinking the same thing.
So it's a race, high stakes, and then there's this phrase keeps popping up, technology-led transformation. It sounds, I don't know, kind of vague. What's the takeaway there?
It's not just about using the latest tech, it's about knowing where things are going and being there first. For LTTS, could be pushing their AI even further, maybe getting into quantum computing, who knows, even totally new areas if it fits their strengths.
So basically, always be adapting, be ready to move,
Yeah.
can't stand still.
Exactly. And that takes us back to their whole brand thing, being purposeful, all that. Is that going to be enough to hit these goals they've set? Or do they need to, I don't know, adapt even more as things change? That's the million-dollar question.
The question for everyone watching LTTS, really.
Mm.
So what have we learned? LTTS, they've got a plan, partnerships, innovation, looking ahead. But as we've said, nothing's guaranteed. Will it work? Will they need to switch things up? Could be interesting to see what happens.
Absolutely. Next few quarters. Really telling. Did their bets pay off?
Mm.
Or back to the drawing board. Either way, LTTS. Yeah, keep them on your radar.
For sure. So there you have it. Deep dive into LTTS's Q2 earnings. And like we said, it's more than just the numbers. It's the story behind them. Hopefully you've gotten some great insights and maybe even like some questions of your own now. That's what we want. Until next time, keep learning, keep thinking, keep diving deep.